Hello, hello, how are you today? I'm so glad that you came to play. Hello, hello, I'm glad we could meet. However we do it is such a treat. Yay! It really is a treat to have you joining me again. My name is Kharli Rose, and I'm happy to have a toddler time that's all about the seasons. And we're gonna do some songs, some dances, and a book reading, and then go explore outside. Can you tell me what season we're in by looking at the board I have behind me to show what's happening outside? Do you remember? Seasons, seasons, we're always in a season. Seasons, seasons, there are four. One is winter, 2 is spring, 3 is summer, and 4 is fall. Seasons, seasons, we're always in a season. Seasons, seasons, I love them all. There really are so many great things that happen during each season. Can you think of anything that's happening right now that you like? Anything that might tell you what kind of season we're in? Do you see anything back here that's springing up out of the ground? Do you see anything that's purple? Have you been seeing anything that's purple out there? Are you seeing other colors of other things that are popping up out of the ground? Like some different flowers out there? Yeah, so we are in spring. If you guessed spring, it's because things are coming up and springing up out of the ground, which means we just left winter. And can you remember what happens in winter? Oh, usually there's lots and lots of snowflakes that are coming down when it's cold out. And now it's warming up and we have certain things popping up out of the ground. So we can say goodbye to winter and hello to spring. So let's sing that. Goodbye winter, goodbye winter, hello spring, hello spring. Lots of trees are growing back their leaves. It is spring, it is spring. The trees are growing back their leaves and we have some flowers that are coming up. They're enjoying the sunshine to help them grow. Can you think of anything else they might need to help them grow? Can you think of something that helps you grow? Like when you get thirsty? What's something that you can drink when you get thirsty that the plants can drink? Can you think of what falls from the sky that goes bloop? Maybe some raindrops? You want to help me make some raindrop sounds? Bloop. Bloop. We've got a couple big ones. Ooh, bloop. Bloop. Oh, they're going to like that. Bloop. Oh, do you see anything else around the tree that might make you think that it's springtime? Who else might be having some rain to drink? We have a little bird up in the tree. And can you tell what kind of bird that might be? What color do you see on that bird? There's a couple different colors, but I can tell from the red belly and the red chest that one name for this could be a robin. So you may see some robins out there. They're making lots of noises, lots of sounds, so they can make friends and they can make babies and they can put their babies in, what do you think that is? A nest, right? So they have to build a nest first for their babies, and sometimes they build them up here in a tree. And do you think all birds have nests in trees? Are all birds the same? They're not all the same, so sometimes there might be nests. Where else do you think? Maybe on the ground. They can have them in bushes. They can have them around some ponds. They can even have them on the beach because they need to have nests, and there are lots of different places for nests. So let's become a little bird. Little bird, fly around up to the sky and down to the ground. Little bird, flap your wings, open your beak and sweetly sing. Can you sing a song? What kind of bird song could you make? Tweet, 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 tweet. Or diddle-doo-doo-doo, diddle. Doesn't matter, let's try another one. Diddle-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. There are lots of bird sounds out there. little bird, fly to your nest. Here is where we will take a rest. Oh, it's nice to take a rest. That's what a nest is for, which is nice. So we've got lots of different nests that are probably being created outside right now. There are some birds that are making big nests. Can you think of a big bird from the story that might make a big nest? How about an eagle? An eagle would have a big nest that might be high up in the tree. Can you think of a bird that might make a little nest? There might be a littler bird out there, like this bird, which is kind of yellow and black, like a goldfinch. And there are some birds that will make nests on the ground, like the goldfinch in the grasses, or even some out on the beaches, like our gulls. Yeah. And other birds will be in trees, but they won't be on branches. They might be in some holes. Can you think of a bird that might want to live in a hole? Like a woodpecker might peck a hole. It could live in there. Are there any other birds that could live in a bird hole that were in our story that you think? Who do you think that could be? Oh, I think it could be an owl, right? An owl could live in a hole. Or did you know that owls will live in other birds' nests? Yeah, I mean, after the other birds have left and they don't use them anymore, they use their old nests. Yeah, it's probably a pretty good idea, right? So if it's there, they can still use it. So there are lots of different nests out there. And you can even make your own nest at home while you're playing. I've been making a nest here with different scraps that I've found from fabric around the house. You can use that. You can use socks. You can use scraps of paper and make a nest and put them in a bowl. And I have a little bird that I put in here. My little goose goes in here. If you don't have a little stuffed animal, you could make an animal with paper. You could draw a picture. And you could put some eggs in there too. Like I found some little puff balls or some cotton balls. And different colors are good because different birds have different colored eggs. But you can just use paper and crumple up the balls. So you can make little nests at home while birds are making nests outside. And I thought maybe it'd be cool to go outside and see if I can find some things that birds are making nests with and maybe make my own nest. So you're welcome to join me for that too. If you're ready to go outside, clap your hands. If you're ready to go outside, clap your hands. If you're ready to go outside, where lots of fun things are outside. If you're ready to go outside, let's clap your hands. Yeah, so I'm going to get all ready to go outside, and I hope you join me. Welcome to being outside in my backyard. You might hear some interesting noises out here. Hopefully we'll hear some bird noises. But I've been looking on the ground, and one of the first things I found was a plant that we talked about last time. Can you remember what kind of plant this is? It's a plant that's called a grape, which actually isn't a grape, but it has berries, which is kind of cool. This is the Oregon grape that has spiky leaves, and the little berries are going to come out of the middle, which will be really, really neat to see soon. And I was looking around to see if there's anything on the ground you think a bird might use. Do you find anything there that you could use for your nest? I see lots of different things, like, oh, all these here on the ground. Ooh, this looks really interesting. These are little lichen that grow on sticks that birds will use to put in their nest to make them soft. Yeah. They also use some interesting things I found around the rock to make their nest soft. Can you think of something a spider might make that a bird would use? What about a spider's web? So underneath this leaf, there is a spider's web in there. And there are little white spots that are water droplets. So a bird will come in and swoop, put that spider web in its mouth and take it back to its nest to help put it inside to make it waterproof. Or they can wrap it around the outside to make sure nothing falls out. Can you imagine putting a spider web in your mouth, what that would taste like? But if it helps your nest, it seems like a good idea. So there are other things you think that maybe we can make a nest out of? Maybe some sticks, right? Ooh, some of these big things. What does this look like? Does this look maybe like a branch? It's a branch with all these needles. And what do you think these little brown things are? They're very small. But what if I told you they get bigger? And what if I told you they fall from up there? Can you think of anything that might go bloop? That could fall all the way from the top of these Douglas fir trees. It would go bloop. If you thought pine cone, you were right. So these are the little baby pine cones that are going to grow into bigger ones. And the squirrels like to make their own nests in my yard, and they they munch on these branches and they fall down, so other birds can use them, which is pretty cool. So I thought maybe I'd start making a nest, pulling some of these branches together because they're already here on the ground. I can hear little birds coming in, which is exciting. They probably wonder what I'm doing. Can you see what shape I'm making? What kind of shape that might be? Oh, and all these pine cones. I have so many pine cones. I could probably just make a nest out of pine cones, right? Why not? There's so many here. Maybe I'm a pine cone bird. And there aren't birds that use rocks to make their nests. So if you pretend these are rocks, they would put them together and then they would lay their eggs right there on top, even on the beach. So can you see what shape this might be? I was trying to make a circle. Like here I was trying to make another circle to put all my things in so that I could put my eggs in the middle. I could even pretend like these are my eggs, right? Because they're pretty good size. You could find some pine cones to make your eggs and put them in there. You could use some rocks or some shells, whatever you find. Yeah, we've got some really cool ones here. Yeah, so I made a nice nest and it didn't take me too long. I can make a couple more, which I think will be fun. I might just do that. But I don't think any bird's gonna come over and land in this nest. And I still want them to use some of these things. So when I get done playing, I can look at my nest and say, nice job. And then I can throw all the pieces back into the backyard for the birds to use. So we can say, nice job, and then there you go. Maybe we'll throw it over there. What about these? 1, 2, 3. And now they're all left for the birds to use, which is kind of fun. So you can just leave some of your leaves and sticks around the yard right now, and the birds will be picking them up for you, and some grasses. But you could potentially use some things from indoors to help the birds too. So we have some things that I brought out here. What does this look like to you? It's all fuzzy and fluffy, and it comes from our clothes. So when we wash our clothes and put them in the dryer, all of our fluffy lint from our clothes gets taken off, and you can take it out of your lint trap and then just put it into a suet feeder, and the birds will have a place to land and grab it. Or here I put it in a little fruit bag and stuck it in the feeder, and little chickadees and bush tits have come and taken it back to their nest, which is really, really cool. So you can put dog hair in there and cat hair in there too, your hair, and see if the birds use it. So I hope you have fun watching some of the birds, watching them around you, listening to them, seeing if they're picking up things to make their nests, because it's always fun to watch and see what's happening. So thanks for joining. We're done for today, but I can't wait to play again soon. We are done for today, for today, for today. We are done for today. I'm so glad we could play. We will play again someday, again someday, again someday. We will play again someday because it's fun to play. Yay! Thanks, birdies. Thank you all.